Hello, everybody, and welcome to Play Some Video Games, the only gaming podcast burning through more tires than a NASCAR pit crew. We thank you for joining us each and every week and spending a little bit of time with us. It is I, your host, Kevin. With me this week, of course, is Josh. Nope, I'm kidding. Don't worry about it, guys. He's not back again, I promise. Josh is not here. But you know who is here? Sir Nathan, the Almighty.
The Almighty, I kind of like that. That's kind of cool. Hey, what was Josh? Was he the Sir Bourbon? I mean,
The drunken ninja master.
gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
And also with us is Jason the Wise.
Well, that's the first that's ever going to be mentioned or referenced or used. It's been a long time, gentlemen.
It's been a while.
It's been a long, very long time. I'm so tired.
Last time I talked to you,
very
Jason,
tired.
you were clean shaven.
I probably didn't have a beard, did I? That's why I started growing it. I'm not gonna shave until I gaze upon Nathan lovingly once more.
Oh, and then last but certainly not the least, we have Donnie, the court jester. I don't know.
That's fitting.
So wait,
Greets, Kooplings.
who are you, Kevin?
I'm the ringmaster. I don't know.
You're the guy. Have you ever seen a Knight's Tale?
Yes.
You're the guy that not Peter, whatever his name, the announcer guy that was kind of building up the people before they came in.
Oh, yeah.
What was that
The
guy's
hype man.
name?
I don't remember. It's been
Paul
so
Bettany.
long. There you go. Yep.
His character. That's who you are.
Yes.
I'm the Vision. Okay. So, yes, it is our circle of wackiness, and we are together for, once again, I guess it's considered a Nintendo Shack this evening.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we tricked you, Nathan. We didn't tell you. So you inadvertently walked in.
Shenanigans.
So with this episode, it's going to be the normal content, but as well, you're going to get a somewhat mini review cast of Mario Kart 8. Since we're all played it, been playing it, probably still are playing it. So we'll give you our thoughts on that as well. But before we get into that, let's check in and see what all of us have been playing since the last time we spoke. Jason will have an abridged version, I'm sure, because it's been so long since he's been here. But wait,
Yes.
Oh no, he's only played like 3 games since then anyway.
Yes, also true.
All right, so we'll throw it to you first, Jason.
Oh, well, since the last time, I don't even remember the last time I was on the podcast. So basically anything that's been released on Switch minus Snake Pass and that Tumbleseed game, that's what I've been playing. I mean, other than that, not a whole lot. Right now it's mostly Mario Kart though. A lot of Mario Kart. I play online when I can, otherwise I just kind of go through and try to unlock all the gold stuff. Everyone loves gold.
I love gold.
But that's it, really. I mean, nothing else. I have 0 time on the PC. That's what having a baby will do. So,
Yep. Know that all too well. Let's go with Donnie next.
Ooh,
Just because he was muted, so he wasn't prepared. Called on him.
I'm
I
prepared.
want Emperor Donnie to come back.
I know, right?
I was going to call him Scarlet Letter for a second there.
I don't have like a voice or anything like for Nathan, So, I've been playing a lot of games. I haven't been playing a lot of any one game in particular, but I've been playing a lot of games. My true ADD. Yeah, my pattern. I've been kind of hopping a lot. I'll tell you what I'm not playing. I am not playing Persona 5.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have basically. I don't want to say I've given up on it, but I'm like, if I'm being honest with myself, I feel like I'm giving up on that game, and it's killing Devin. Devin's very angry at me because just like Kevin, because I don't ever finish anything, which is not true. I finished several things, but I'm not finishing that one.
There are so many jokes I wanted to make there, but we're a PG podcast.
There you go. I've been trying. I've actually been thinking about it for about since Friday, since I really started paying attention to our notes. I wanted to convey kind of what it's not doing for me, without trashing the game or making it sound like the game is bad. The game is fantastic if you like Persona games. Like in that regard, it's really good. The presentation and the style in particular is amazing. I mean, it looks great. The anime and the cutscenes and everything is fantastic. It's gorgeous. It's perfect. even like if you played Persona 4, like a lot of the battling is like kind of streamlined, which is nice. It's always nice to improve some of that tedium. The game's tutorial is like 20 hours long. Right? And I'm sure you could like do it in 10 or something like that, but I played into May. So the game is broken into like dates. And I got through Kamoshida's Castle, which I know is like where Seth is or was a couple of days ago. I went through that and I got through like mid-May. I probably played the game for a dozen hours, maybe not much, 10 to 12, something like that. So I mean, I feel like I gave it a really good run. And again, it's nothing that's wrong with the game, but here's kind of how I want to preface my issues with Persona 5. I picked up Persona 5 because I directly did not want to play Horizon for fear that I would compare Horizon against Zelda. So I was like, I don't want to do that, so I need something in between. So I went from this game that throws you into the game immediately, and it's like, all right, go figure it out and have fun, explore this big open world. I went from that game to a game with a 20-hour tutorial where it just like holds your hand the entire time. It's like, go here and do this and click this button and use this attack and go do that. And this is how this works. And I was just like, I just want to play Persona. You just stop talking to me, cat. Let me leave. Like I wanted to walk around and you just can't, like, until you play it a lot more than I did. And
do you mean a physical cat or is there a character named Cat? Because
no, I mean a physical cat, Morgana.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean a physical cat. So, and I really like the content in Persona 5, or at least the stuff that I've covered so far. You know, it's got the teen angsty stuff, but not like as bad as the game behind me here. A little bit better than that. You know, so it's got some good topics of. It's just, you know, I do think it's funny because we all made fun of Laura Dale when she did that review of it for kind of trashing the fact that it wasn't on a portable, and like I'm kind of feeling it. I understand what she's saying because I want, you know, with a game like that, I want to play it on the go. I want to sit at my lunch break and, you know, it'd be easier to get through some of these tutorials and menus and follow and go to point A and point B if I could do it at all times. But I can't, like, so I have to park myself on my PS4 and sit there and play this game, you know, at what I felt like was not, it just got to the point, you know what, it's just, I wasn't having any fun. That's ultimately what it came to. I kept playing it because I was like, look at it, it looks so good. There's really nothing wrong with the game itself except the fact that I wasn't having any fun playing it, which is, I don't know. I don't know. You guys ever like encountered something like that where you get a game that you think is good that everybody else says is good and you just aren't digging it at the moment?
Madden. Sorry, coach.
Always do this. I'm trying to have a good conversation here. Like
I'm serious. I'm serious. It's a game everyone said was good. I gave it more than 12 hours and I still don't like it. So it's the same thing. I'm not knocking. I'm not saying anything more than that. It's the truth. It's the same situation you just went through.
Titanfall 2.
Titanfall? Jason, you got anything?
Specifically.
Not that I can think of that other people said was good. They're like games. It's a game I thought was going to be good. I mean, immediately it's going to come as Final Fantasy Explorers. That's the most recent thing. Or, actually, oh god, Brink would be one, but that was just plagued by horrible performance.
Ooh,
and
yeah, I remember Brink.
Yeah, and see, like this one's got nothing like that I can throw a stone at.
Remember
and Lucas was always big on, oh, this is gonna be great, you got to get it, it's gonna be fun. And that was APB when it was first released, All Points Bulletin, and it was
I have no idea what that is.
It was a free game, right?
Yeah, it's free to play now. Donnie, think of it would have been like GTA Online, like cops and robbers, essentially.
Okay.
So think of like GTA perspective, but an online cops and robbers game, essentially. Had this awesome character creator. We both made like these fat 70s cops, like with the gun belts and the big porn stash and the aviator glasses. It was awesome, but the game was just terrible.
The last thing that in my thoughts about how I would try to convey this in the podcast, I wonder how much of this game's fanfare is just the love that the series has, because the only correlation that I can really find, and I'm not sure how much you guys get into Persona. I was kind of hoping for this to save this for Kyle or Seth. I kind of feel like this might be a Twilight situation where Twilight Princess comes out
Oh, okay. I think
Everybody
it's talking
loves
about the vampires. We all had the same look. Like,
Oh,
where
I'm
is he
sorry.
going with this?
No. I'm sorry.
Creature of the night.
Twilight to me doesn't mean some angsty teen rom-com. Twilight to me means Twilight Princess The Legend of Zelda. This is, I don't know, I've never seen it, but this is a video game podcast. All right, so you save your movie references. Twilight Princess comes out, right? Everybody loves it. All of the critic reviews rave it. You know, people make fun of it to this day because it's got like a crazy Metacritic score. It's like 95 or 96. Like got tons of 10s, just like Persona did. It's interesting. I went and read some reviews of Persona because I was like, I wonder if anybody's even mentioned some of my, I don't even know if I can call them issues, just some of my heartburn with the game. And I really couldn't find much. They were like, yeah, you know, it's slow to get started, but you know, so is every Persona game. If you play it for 30 hours, it'll get better. And I'm kind of wondering, I was like, man, I wonder if Zelda did something like that, like how people would react. They're like, you know, the tutorial, it's like 25 hours, but you'll get through it and it gets a lot better at the end. I was interested because it's funny. That's how I kind of feel about Persona. It's like this game that everybody loves that, and I loved the Persona 4, but this tutorial's just killed it for me. And the reason I can absolutely say that is I started playing Horizon. I was like, all right, I put Persona 5 back on the shelf. I don't know if I'm gonna go back to it or not. We'll see. We'll see how the summer goes. I was like, but I'm finally gonna start up Horizon. And I played it last Sunday for the first time, and I played it for like 8 hours, like straight. I sat down at like 10 o'clock in the morning. I was like, all right, I'm gonna play this. You know, I was gonna play a couple hours before the wife and kids came home from church. And then they came home and like brought me lunch, and then I ate all of that while I was playing it. And then I kept playing and I looked, it was like 6 in the afternoon. I was like, wow. Talk about a just like a huge swing in the other direction. I'm having a lot of fun with Horizon. I'm having more fun pointing out all the things that Horizon does that Zelda did better. Like yesterday I got caught and I couldn't walk. Did you see that? Yesterday I got caught. There was a person on a stage and they were talking to me. And then when they got done with their little cutscene, I wanted to jump up on stage and see if I could talk to her. And so I jump on the stage and then I couldn't get off. I couldn't walk downstairs. There's like 4 flights of stairs on all corners of the stage. I'm just like running into an invisible wall. So of course I have to take a video of it and show it to Kyle and Devin, who of course yell at me, and they claim that I'm the only one that this could have ever happened to, and I do weird things to make them feel bad. So they're blaming me about all of that jazz. And you know, but all that aside, it is a really good game. It's really pretty. Not so much from like a detailed like art style. It's just like, or at least from my eyes just see like just a gorgeous color palette. Just the amount of like deep greens that mix with like the purples and the pinks in the world and whatnot. It's got kind of reminds me a lot of like Gears 4. Gears 4 did a lot of that, especially like night scenes and stuff. Oh, I loved it. I really enjoyed it, the way they used color, and the color here is fantastic. So I've been playing that. We've already done a review cast for it. You can go listen to it. I'm not going to try to review it, but I am enjoying it and continue to play it. And I just played it before we started, and I expect to beat this one. I started playing my 3DS again.
I don't even what is that? What is this 3DS you speak of?
Right.
I don't what.
Explain
Explain yourself.
Poster looks suspiciously like a 3DS.
That's right. I got into this weird like mood where I wanted to play like Fire Emblem, and I really can't say why. I was watching wrestling, so it was like Tuesday during SmackDown, and usually for like the last 5 years, when I watch wrestling with my children, we are usually playing our 3DS. And I did a little Mario Karting, and I was like, I want to play something because you know what we were doing is we were rotating the Mario Kart so we could unlock carts and wheels and stuff. So I started playing some Fire Emblem, and I was like, man, it's been like 3 months since I've really played it, and I was like, I'm just really enjoying it. So then I started playing some Box Boy, and then I started playing some Mario Golf, and then I booted up Ocarina of Time, and I just like started a new file. I just started playing it over again, and I've been playing it. So I've just kind of rekindled the 3DS, and I'm kind of really enjoying it. Played that Puyo Puyo. And am I the only one that bought it? I think I'm the only one that bought that on the entire set.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
it's really good.
I played the demo. It just didn't stick for me.
Oh, really? The game proper has like a story mode, like all these little cutscene animations and some dialogue goes back and forth. It's really good. It's really fun. I played Shinron Kagura Shinobi Versus.
What?
Bless you.
Just like the
Bless you.
links.
Pound sharp FE
Hashtag.
ampersand.
You guys ever play the Sinran Kagura
I,
games?
I don't even know what words you're speaking right now.
Okay, so there's like these anime games. They're often mocked or criticized by like Polygon because these are the games that have like the teen like anime girls
I gotta
and
look
like
this up.
tight bikinis and like they bounce and jiggle a lot.
So I'm sure it's a game Seth's played then.
Oh,
Seth, well, so I
shots
immediately
fired.
I posted it and Seth was like, "What is this game you speak of?" It's on Vita, which is why I wanted to bring
Oh,
it
so-
up because
okay.
I have a Vita.
So
I got
it'd
a
be
Vita.
off-screen play. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, so his wife can't catch him playing it.
So-
It's basically actually I showed her the entire thing as I
Oh
was playing.
God.
And she's like sitting there. She I think I tweeted you guys or messaged you. She was like, "Women have come so far to be set back." She's
And you're like,
just sitting there
no, it's for the website. Honest, I have to play this.
I was like, "This is my new favorite game. Like, this is my favorite game ever." Zelda's got nothing on the Sinron. I was interested because look, last week the PlayStation Store had a sale, and this went on sale. And I've always known these games because of the style and all the mocking and whatnot that it's had. But I've also always known that these games review well. And I've always wondered, I was like, I wonder why. Like, I didn't even know what I was kind of like a week ago, Jason was in your same boat. I was like, I don't even know what kind of game is it. It's like an RPG or something. Dude, it's a Dynasty Wars game.
I'm gonna have to delete my search history after looking this crap up. What in the
It's a
world?
Dynasty Warriors game where you go around as a scantily clad anime girl, and when you hit the foes, their clothes pop off, like they burst off, and that's basically what it is. Just a button masher, and you just do it. And then the cutscenes are kind of lewd. Like it's
Well, don't do a Google image search. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Or
So I
or
did
do,
that.
I guess, depending on what your mood is.
I did that. And I've been playing that on Vita. Additionally, on Vita, I've been playing Headlander, a little remote play there. So I did do like the first 2 or 3 levels with that. I know Seth's already beat it, and he's always wanted me to play it. So I started playing. It's really good. It's really funny. And then lastly, in my long update here, the thing that I've probably been most obsessed with or consumed with this week in my gaming, the kids and I have been doing some retro stuff. So like last week, my son had a Wii, and it's got all these like ROMs and stuff. It's completely flashed and modded. He didn't really like them though, because it's all like NES and SNES games, and the Wii games that we do have, like he's just played them, or we have like the Wii U or Switch better versions of them. So I was like, "Are you ever gonna play this thing again?" He was like, "No, I never play it." And I was like, "Do you want me to get our stuff down from the attic? Because I've got some games and stuff that I've had in the attic. I've taken them down from time to time, played them, and usually put them back and put them back up there." And he was like, yeah. So I went up in the attic, and it's been a couple years maybe, at least with the PlayStation. But I got down my PlayStation 2 and my Nintendo 64, and we pulled it all out. So we basically just got rid of the Wii. Like we just packed it up, put it in the game box. It's back in the attic now, and put up the 64, got all the games, got all the controllers out, and we've been doing Star Fox, we've been doing Smash, we've been doing all the wrestling games. We did some Mario Kart on 64, which, because we're going to talk some Mario Kart tonight, like it's very interesting how much I enjoy still playing with that Bowser Claw, that controller, the controller with the stick, especially for like a Star Fox. Like it just has like a fit to it that it's kind of hard to translate. Like it doesn't feel the same like on a 3DS. Like it can look better, but it doesn't feel the same. It's like that. I don't know. It's got like that cockpit feel. It's great. And then I pulled out my PlayStation 2, which I have not pulled. We've pulled down the 64, I don't know, maybe a handful of times in the last 5 years. Like usually when we have friends over, somebody that wants to do that, wants to play a wrestling game, we'll pull it out and have a day with it. But we've never just like had it out on a TV that anybody can play it on. But I haven't pulled my PlayStation 2 down, guys, in years. I mean, it's been like before college. It's been so long since I played my PlayStation 2. So I pulled it down. I played some ESPN NFL 2K5. And I played some Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Oh man, I'm just like having a blast. I'm like the Cleveland Browns with Tim Couch. I'm going back in time, and I'm like, yes, it's back when we had hope. Just enjoying it. Played NCAA Football 11, I think I have, with Tim Tebow on the cover, which was like,
wait, they had video games back when the Browns had hope.
Anyway. That sums up my little check-in here. I've been playing a ton of video games, but nothing like, except for Horizon. I've probably put like 10, 15 hours in Horizon since last Sunday. it is kind of like the game that's consuming me. I can't wait to play more of it. I'm going to play more after we get off the podcast here. But also, man, I've been really enjoying the little retro fix that I've had this week. It's been nice.
All right. Well, I'll go next. I'll be quick. Mario Kart 8, but we'll talk more about that later, so no big deal. Lego City Undercover when I still have time, although I find Mario Kart is better suited for work time breaks a little bit. So, which disappoints me because I do want to go back to Lego City Undercover, and I have a feeling I'm just going to forgetting about it for a while. So hopefully I'll get back to that soon. Did jump back onto the PS4 finally, so continuing my playthrough of BioShock, the remaster. Man, it is so good. This game holds up, and I do think the remaster definitely benefited because it seems to be a lot quicker and a lot snappier than I recall. So having a blast with that, actually. Played that for a couple hours today. And then last but certainly not least, not to get too entertaining, but Nathan and I actually saw the same movie, not together because that would be weird and it'd be a long commute for one of us, but Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, so I will not spoil anything here. But everybody seems to want to say it's better than the first or it's worse than the first. I'm saying I like it just as much as I like the first, and I like the first a lot. So I'll leave it at that, but that was a lot of fun. It was a rare instance where I got my butt to a movie theater within like the first 2 or 3 weeks that a movie's been out.
The reason you did that was because of Michael Rooker, be honest.
Yeah, was there enough Michael Rooker in there for you?
Oh, yes. There's a lot of Michael Rooker in this one. And I'm actually going to have to go see it again because we went without my middle daughter, who actually loves superheroes more than anybody else.
Such a chore to go see it again, I guarantee it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm going to be so happy to go see it again. But yeah, it's just rare because I never go out when it's crowded because there's people and I hate people. But luckily, my wife did the good thing. So I was at the concession stand with 2 of the kids, my oldest daughter and her friend, my niece that slept over, getting the kids the snack stuff. My wife waited in line, got the seats, and she was smart enough to get that row of seats that's right by the stairs where it only seats 2 people. So we grabbed 3 of those. So the kids were in one row, my sister-in-law and her fiance were in another row, and then my wife and I were in another row with nobody able to sit next to us. So it was perfect. But yeah, it was a darn good movie. So. Jason, I know your time constraints are there, and I know you do want to see it. And you said, unfortunately, it'd probably be a red box.
Yeah, I don't.
I hope you find time though, because stuff will get spoiled if you wait too long.
Oh, I already saw on Twitter. Like, I don't know if it's already been revealed, but one actor that has some part in this. I was like, oh. Well, that takes that surprise out. So that's already happened. So
yeah, there's some stuff there, and that was the main reason why it motivated me because I didn't want it spoiled because I actually just tried to find out as little about this movie as possible. But absolutely loved it. So I'll leave it at that, and I will throw it to Mr. Entertaining himself.
So yeah, I like he mentioned went and saw Guardians of the Galaxy 2 with my wife. Fantastic movie. I want to see it again in 3D. I saw it in 2D Thursday night.
Oh, it's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that. I saw it in 2D as well.
Yeah, this is definitely a movie I could tell like I would enjoy, I think, in 3D. Great movie. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. It's among my higher echelon Marvel films for sure. So that's all I'll say about that. We'll save that for a different show, maybe a more entertaining show. Anyway, what have I been playing? So I beat Mass Effect Andromeda.
How many hours total?
About 90-ish. And that includes a few hours of multiplayer as well. So Mass Effect Andromeda in the books, fantastic game. And for the most part, the story was good. I felt the characters engrossing, the teammates really good. You can read my full review. Yes, my full review over at playsomvideogames.com. Overall, great game. Just some technical issues really irk me about the game. I feel like they can patch what I think is wrong with it. But right now, it's not up to the level that I wanted it to be. We'll say that, but it was a great game, fantastic journey. I regret nothing. Super glad I got a chance to play it. Yes, sir.
I wanted to ask you. I was going to comment on your post, and I thought I'd save it for the podcast. Do you think?
Did he just?
Go ahead, Kevin.
You raised your hand.
You did raise my hand.
I called on him.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, carry on. That's polite. I didn't want to interrupt, and I didn't want him to just move on and just raise the hand. Isn't that why the webcams are like here? We can.
He's a scholar and a gentleman.
Jeez. I wanted to ask you if you thought they would patch it because, right? So the game's got the just got the legacy, or at least the reception that it has, and that time, that cycle is kind of come and gone. Do you think it's like worth it? Like, do you think this game can be salvaged?
Oh, definitely, for sure.
Okay.
If they take the time to fix the patches, they take into account the technical issues they got going on, because there are plenty, and they're not just console specific. So this is just game design. But I think that they can fix it.
What I meant really is, do you think the amount of investment needed to do that, because you said like they're in plenty, do you think that'll warrant like sales? Do you think they're expecting like Mass Effect to have a long tail? Like, do you think they can see more sales through the holiday and through the summer that would like warrant them putting some effort into it?
I think that to make sure the brand is clean, we'll say it, to make sure that the legacy of Mass Effect stays intact, I think they need to. More than just doing it to fix their product, right? To really make sure people want to buy the DLC, because there's the DLC component, there's the loot box buying component. They want you to continue to put money in this game. If they don't fix it, it's a bad business deal, because you're not going to want to play it. So that's one reason to fix it. But for another reason, I think that BioWare loves the Mass Effect series as a whole. It's part of their major identity, right? And I think that if they don't fix it, they're going to have backlash from the fans over just abandoning a product that they know is not up to par. We'll be honest, it's not. And I think that they're aware of this. One of the lead developers came out and he had a direction of where the road is going. They're taking the feedback they're getting very seriously from the fans. And they are already addressing a few things. Like they've fixed some facial animations here and there already. But there's a lot more to be done, right? That was a good show of good faith. But I think it's going to take them time to really go through, past the QA on these fixes. And maybe by E3, they'll have a big patch. That'd be the soonest I could see a big addressing patch. And then maybe they could announce it on one of the stages, or just EA or BioWare talking to some of the news people and be like, we've heard the fans, we're going to fix this. This is our roadmap. I think if they do that, they'll be fine, because this is not the end of Mass Effect. This is not going to be a redheaded stepchild. This isn't going to be something that comes out and then goes away. They're going to have to right the ship, so to say, just the way like 434 did with the Master Chief Collection. Even though that time has passed, the damage was done, they wrote the ship later on to have a complete product, to have a fixed product later, than to just go on to the next project, because you're not gonna satiate your fans if you don't fix what's there.
Okay.
Does that answer your question, sir?
It does. I asked you, I'm not sure now that I think about it. I think I asked you on your review. Do you think this is it for Andromeda? Do you think the next Mass Effect game is something else, Mass Effect 5 or Mass Effect something else, or do you think we're getting Andromeda 2?
I definitely think that we're going to get some sort of Andromeda continuation. You're going to get full storyline DLC for sure, but I think that the investment of the groundwork that they've laid with the Andromeda series, or let's say the Andromeda branch, I think is not going to go away anytime soon. I think they're going to have something that builds onto it. They're going to take it in maybe another game at least and go down this path, because there are things in the story that you could say are left hanging or are open that could be continued on. So I definitely think that that's going to be something that is not a one and done, but will have further content as it goes. So anyway, aside from Mass Effect, unless anybody else has any questions. Okay.
Nope. I'm the worst reference to go to on Mass Effect anything. So
if it makes Nathan feel better, I will pick this up and play it later, because now that it's getting patched and stuff, I'll play it when it's cheap.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth the experience. Yeah. Like I said, the game was great. Read my full review for my reasons why I thought it wasn't up to what I had hoped it would be, but it was still good. Anyway, also, and this isn't what you're playing, but I don't want to say it now, I recently put out an article for May the 4th about my top 5 Star Wars games, and so I was revisiting some of those Star Wars games in advance of that article writing. And It's great. You should check out my list, my top 5 list. I started out with 18 or 19 titles, whittled it down to 5. It was a much tougher process than I thought it would be. So that's on Play Some Video Games as well. That was released on May 4th. Obviously, we're recording this a little bit later.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, May the 4th be with you. Hopefully it was, or always will be. So I also started playing Marvel.
I am the 4th, and the 4th is me.
I am the 4th, and the 4th is no. Wait, I can't say it. Anyway, I've had too much rum and coke.
Oh,
Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That was on sale for $15. I think it still is as we are recording this right now. Over on the Xbox store, it may be on sale at other places as well, but it is $15 for a game that came out. It was a couple years ago. Full $60 release with all the DLC.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't pass that up, right? And I just saw Guardians of the Galaxy, so I'm kind of in that Marvel mood. And I was looking at my stuff. I was like, you know what? Injustice is coming out, but I don't have a Marvel fighter. So I went ahead and picked that up, $15. I've played a few rounds of it so far. I'm not a fighter game guy. So here's my thing. I like Injustice, and I like this Marvel vs. Capcom game.
Yeah.
But I'm not like Killer Instinct isn't my jam. I don't like Mortal Kombat.
No, I'm with you.
If it has superheroes, I can relate to that. I like it.
I've played one fighting series, and that's Tekken. I was huge on Tekken. I had Tekken 1, 2, and 3, and then after it jumped to PS2, that's when I stopped. But
yeah. So Tekken, I played way back in the day too. Soul Calibur, I only played that one because it had the Star Wars characters in it. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yoda was in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yoda was in the Xbox. Vader was on the Sony one.
And then they had Star Killer from the Force Unleashed games. He was in there as a playable character.
Yep.
So that's the only Soul Calibur game I played. I also played Star Wars Masters of Terra Kasi. Spoilers, it did not make my list.
but there's a guy in it, and his name is Hor. I mean,
Yes. He's a Gamorrean, right? I think he's a
yeah,
Gamorrean.
pretty sure. I don't think he was the sand person. I think he was the Gamorrean. I can't remember.
Oh man, that was bringing back some memories too. So Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, had a lot of fun with it so far. The arcade mode's all I've played so far. So the way that game is set up, different from Injustice, is it's a tag team type game. So you pick your 3 characters, you go up against another 3 characters, and you can tag in and out as you go. And you can also combine your super moves and make like a big super move if you have enough, I don't know, I'll call it credit. It's not credit, but like XP or credit or something built up throughout the match. And it's fun. The cool thing is, and I think you like this, Kevin, is that as you go through this, it goes through different stages. Obviously, it alternates between like a Marvel themed stage, Capcom themed stage. At the end, you're fighting Galactus. It's fun.
Yep. I played it when it was on PS3, and I had all the DLC and stuff. I just didn't play the full released version afterwards.
So on PS3, when you played it, after all the DLC and everything, how much did you spend? Like $100 on the game, like we're gonna do for Injustice here?
No, because I did get the game really cheap. It was like well past its release, so I think I got the game for $20, and then I bought the DLC for like, I think total I spent maybe another $30. So it's probably about $50 for the whole thing.
Not bad. So again, $15 I think is a great deal for this.
Oh, absolutely.
So if you're interested at all in fighting games, or if you're like me and you don't really like fighting games, but you like Marvel or DC type games that have fighting, I think this will be up your alley. It's getting me more jazzed, honestly, for Injustice 2 later this year. That's only like 9 or 10 days, right? That's pretty quick.
Yeah, it's next week, 15th.
15th.
I think
we should do a review cast on it, Kevin. What do you say?
We totally can. I believe Josh is also getting it day one as well. So
all right,
it'll be at least 3 of us.
We're gonna have to do a review cast. We're all getting the big $100 edition, probably, right? You and me are.
I know I am, and I know Josh was trying to find it, but it was sold out. But I think he said he was able to get it on Amazon.
I got it from Best Buy, so I got it for actually like $20 off, which was great.
So did I on the Amazon Prime. Yep.
Nice. So other than that, yesterday, I was looking for a game to play, kind of a throwback, and I was just wanting something relaxing, something kind of chill, zen. And I was looking through some of the back compat titles on the Xbox, and I saw a good classic game called Civilization Revolution. And if you guys have ever played the Civilization games, you know that you can just kind of sit back and it's kind of
life consuming.
Yes, it is. This game, like you can sit down at 7:00 and before you know it, it's midnight.
It's the monopoly of video games.
It is the most consuming addictive video game I have ever played.
But it's fantastic. But the time, it just goes away. You have no sense of knowing what time it is when you're
Diplomacy.
playing this game. Yeah, exactly. But it was a fun time. I played as the Egyptians, and I got a technological victory, which I hadn't done either of those. I never played as the Egyptians before, and I never got a technological victory. I usually just do domination or cultural.
Giggity.
But yeah, so that was a good time. Also played with my nephew. He was over, and he was wanting to play a video game. I tried to play Lego Marvel, whatever the latest Marvel Lego game was.
The Avengers one?
Yeah, and he just wasn't able to get
that one.
Understand it.
There was something with that one. I rented it. There was something with that one. For some reason, they put in a different mechanic that made it a lot harder to control. For some reason, it was weird because the Lego Marvel Superheroes one, the older one, that one was fine. It was solid. But that new one, they did something to it. And it was not good for some reason.
Yeah, and because I had taken him to a comic book shop here locally, and he had gotten his first comic book, and he was loving the Hulk, and so I wanted to give him, play a game with the Hulk. And this opening level you have to get through to get anywhere else.
Oh, yeah.
And I hadn't played it at all, so I didn't have any levels or anything unlocked. So he's put in as Black Widow, and he's not all about playing as a girl. He was like, I'm a girl. He just looked at me. He was like, gave me a stupid look. But then he realized that she had like batons. Like, oh, I have lightsabers? And he was like, doing that. So he was a little bit okay. But I was playing as Hawkeye. He was Black Widow. But we did not get anywhere in that game. It was just too tough for him. And I was surprised because the Lego games are usually really good for everybody. They get easy to pick up and play. So I said, oh, I know I have a lot of stuff unlocked in Lego Star Wars. So I opened up Lego Star Wars, the complete saga. We played some of that. And he was able to pick that up really quickly. And, it was actually really interesting watching him play this because he doesn't play much video games when he's at his house. He just plays like iPad stuff. They don't have a console. And he was able to really pick it up and understand things pretty quickly. Like you could see his learning process with, okay, now I need to go left or right. I mean, you got to look at the really simple things, right? Where you go left or right. And I caught myself playing or saying, press the blue button or press the red button, or because I couldn't say press B or press X because, he's not going to be like, what is that?
Yeah.
So blue skittle, red skittle, right? And like after a little bit, he was able to go on and play. And before his mom came to come pick him up, he wanted to show her that he was able to do a whole level by himself. And so if you've played the game, it's the first level on episode 4's set where you go through. It's the Tantive 4 getting the Death Star planet, or getting off the Tantive 4. Sorry. So he went and did that whole thing, and his mom was impressed, and he was excited. Also played a game called Pure Chess.
Ooh.
Yes, it was on sale. I haven't played chess in a long time in the video game format. It is.
Is Chessmaster still around?
Oh, that's the best one right there.
It's kind of funny.
Why is that the best one?
Because of Chessmaster.
Because we're old. Don't
This
worry
is
about
the
that.
What about Battle Chess?
You're too young to know about it.
God, it's like a senior citizen home here. It's just, come on.
Wow.
So
everything is old constantly.
Donnie forgets I can mute his mic remotely.
But this one is pretty fun. I've played a little bit, about 2 or 3 matches so far, kind of getting that chess itch scratch that I got for some reason. It was on sale a couple weeks ago, so I picked it up. Battlefront, because of May the 4th, I played a little bit of Battlefront as well. Battlefront's a fantastic game, you guys. I love it. It's great. It's gotten even better through the time it's been out. Now that you have all the DLC, you have all the extra modes and everything. Battlefront's a great game. So I played some more of that in honor of May the 4th, Star Wars Day, and then Revenge of the 5th, which, by the way, for Revenge of the 5th, I didn't post it this year, but a couple of years ago I posted Facebook reminded me that I posted a picture of Yoda holding a bottle of Jack Daniels. So,
Did you do the Force Unleashed 2?
Did I do it? I've played it.
Did you play it? It's
like a long time ago.
Gold.
Yeah.
Game with Gold announcement. I downloaded it.
Yeah.
I haven't played it. I never played it. I never played the second one. I played the first one.
So the first one was Game of Gold a couple months ago. And now the second one right now, currently, as we record, is Game of Gold, as well as wasn't Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga Game of Gold now or recently?
Yeah. It is. I
I
think
think
it's either
been
last
really close
time
for
or
me.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are great games, by the way. Speaking of Star Wars, the Lego Complete Saga is great, fantastic. It'll take you through the nostalgia of all of the original trilogy and prequel trilogy, and then the Force Unleashed games are really good. One of them, I'm not going to tell you which, made my top 5 list on PlaySomeVideoGames.com. Again, go check that out. And those are both really good games to play. I'm sad that they never finished that saga.
Yeah.
There's a really big cliffhanger that the Force Unleashed 2 hangs on, and they're not. It's never going to be finished now. It's not going to happen.
No.
But
E3.
it was fun. That'd be great.
There's always hope.
It's going to be a
E3.
2-pack. It's going to be that and Shadows of the Empire too.
Scorpio exclusive.
Don't even tease me with Shadows of the Empire 2. I would I don't know what I would do. I would burn the city down. That'd be so good.
Dash Rendar lives.
Give me a yes. Give me or dude, even a reboot. Can you, dude? Who made it? That was just LucasArts, right?
Yeah.
Because it was published on Nintendo, and there's more Nintendo games on Xbox than there are on any other platform. So,
Yep.
That'd be so good if they just remade Shadows of the Empire in our day. Give me that, or give me a KOTOR 3. I'd be super happy. Anyway, moving on, because I'm going way too long here. 2 more things. Played Mario Kart 8 a lot, and while I was waiting for Guardians of the Galaxy to start, I actually brought my Switch with me to the theater, and I played a little bit there at the theater.
Nice.
It looks really good on the go, you guys. It's so nice with this game on the go. I'm sure we'll talk about it later, so we don't need to get into it now. But played a little bit of that, and then finally, to round out my update, yesterday was Free Comic Book Day as we record. And so for Free Comic Book Day, I went out to the local comic book shop. I got some cool art. I got a Kevin. You'll enjoy this. It's a card game called I Almost Got Him. It's in reference to Batman the Animated Series, that episode where they're all sitting around talking about how they almost got Batman.
Yes.
Oh, yep. Okay.
So the artwork on the cards is all animated series. It's fantastic. I can't wait to play it. You need like 5 people to play this, obviously, because the whole premise of that episode was Batman was one of those characters. And in this game, Batman is one of the people at the table, but you don't know who, and you got to kind of figure it out. So maybe that's more fit for the board games channel, but I do look forward to play that pretty soon, as soon as I can, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I looked it up.
Yeah, I think it's like maybe $15 or something on Amazon, but I got it from the local shop just to support them.
Mm-hmm.
And I also got a couple comics that obviously Star Wars things are on my pull list. I got a video game related Free Comic Book Day comic that I showed Donnie earlier. They had a Free Comic Book Day of Zelda, and also has some other stuff about Zelda.
Princess.
Yeah. So kind of interesting that it's Twilight Princess related and not Breath of the Wild. And the other thing I got was a figure of Spider-Man hanging upside down off of a lamppost taking a picture. So
Nice.
It was a good comic book day. It was a good weekend overall. May the 4th was great celebration. Star Wars was alive. Saw Guardians. It's been great, you guys. Fantastic.
Been a nerd weekend. I forgot to talk about comic book day too. You're right. I went and took my my middle child, who's the one who was obsessed with all this stuff, and we grabbed a couple of things. We got the Guardians of the Galaxy free comic book and DC Superhero Girls, and we bought a few issues and some bags and boards so we could start bag and boarding her collection. So I did like 100 comics last night. So yeah. But you've heard more than enough from us, ladies and gentlemen, so thank you for sticking with us there. So it's time to hear from you and dive into some messages. Our first one this week comes from Sydney, following along the theme of Mario Kart 8. She wants to know what's our preference in Mario Kart, bikes or the carts? Donnie.
I like carts because I think they have more personality, but I will admit when you get to the higher speeds, I think the bikes have an advantage. Because they have speed plus the handling and their ability to get around corners and stuff. It almost feels hard to compete. But I have always preferred the carts. I kind of wish they didn't even have bikes, to be honest.
Jason.
I'm with Donnie. I prefer the carts as well. I don't really like the drift mechanic on the bikes. I mean, there are some that do behave normally, but like especially if you get like more of the crotch rocket style, that the way they really cut in when you drift. I mean, I guess if you get used to it, you can really corner differently, but I prefer to really Tokyo drift those corners and build up the boost. So
that's ludicrous.
Oh,
and
that's so bad.
yeah, and I think I like they're just all around. I like the carts look cooler than the bikes. Although I do like that you gotta love the Master Cycle and whatever is that new one that they put into that goes with Dry Bowser, that crazy looking. I think it was in the last DLC, but I don't know what the name of the bike is, but it looks sweet.
Oh. Nathan.
I like carts better, honestly. I mean, I think this is probably going to be along the entire board of the podcast, but I like the look of the carts better, and I like the wheels better. So put all that together, and I gravitate toward the carts. Plus, it's called Mario Kart, not Mario Bike.
So I'm the only one. I like the bikes. I don't know. Hey, Jason's silently screaming because his mic is muted, but yeah, I don't know.
Better for everyone that way.
Yeah, no, it's true. I don't know. I find the bikes, I like the handling better on the bikes, believe it or not. But I know a lot of people prefer the carts, definitely, and you can see it in the online races. But I just like drifting with the bikes. I find I can hop along quicker and move around, and they seem, at least to me, I don't know, that they accelerate quicker for me. So if I get hit with the weapon, I can recover faster, even though I might, get taken down the long run. But yeah, for me, I don't know. I like the bikes better, but I do like the looks of the carts. Many of the carts are a lot cooler looking, but I like to use the bikes.
Yeah.
So our next question comes from Q, ironically enough, unrated podcast. I want to plug that there. If you had no choice but to fight a squad of ninja bears, so that's a throwback if you go back a few episodes there, which PSVG crew member do you want by you in that battle? Jason.
I think I'm gonna take the cheating answer because I gotta go with Q, because I think he's the only one of us that, well, he definitely goes to the gym more than I do, because I don't go at all anymore, and he has some sort of fighting training. So, and right now he's according to social media, he's like getting field training right now. He's in bear territory as we speak. So I think it only makes sense. Runner up has to go with Mo because he's the size of a bear. So they might get confused and run away.
That's a good call. See, I'm going a different way. My first gut instinct was to take Mo simply because I feel like he could take a bear. But then I thought logically, and I'm going with Kyle. I'm taking Kyle with me because Kyle will somehow convince the bear that he doesn't really want to fight in the first place.
You're both gonna die.
And that, no.
Poor Kyle.
That everything's fine.
Why are you taking Kyle down with you?
No, because Kyle will be like, Bear, why are you so mad? Don't be mad. And then he'll talk it over, and everything will be fine. And if not, it'll give me a head start to run. So I can just take off. It'll give me a head start if it doesn't work out. So Donnie, who's your pick to fight bears with?
I'm going with Seth. Is that a shocker? I think that Seth has a dark place to him.
He's got a quiet rage.
Yeah. Because I mean, we see it. There are times on the podcast when certain influences are there, where Seth kind of loosens up, and there's something there to Seth. And I can imagine that if I'm stuck in the woods, and it's a survival moment, he could go all like Bear Grylls on folks. Like all of a sudden, he's like sharpening.
Drink his own urine.
Yeah, he's all like sharpening sticks into spears and stuff. Like I feel like there's a lot to gain. Also, he has like limitless knowledge. You always find that every time we come up with like an idea or something, he always seems to be the person that's like most read on this. He's like, well, actually, he's always there. So I'm like, I'm gonna go with Seth here because I think Seth's gonna he's gonna fabricate a way for me to get out of this. And then if not, I mean, I just, like I said, there's something there to Seth. I think he's the survivalist there. I mean, hang on. If there's a person that you were going to vote on staff, like most likely to have like an underground bunker or like a stash of food, like I kind of feel like Seth is the guy. Like, right?
I think it's Jason. Actually.
You think it's Jason?
I'm not prepared for anything.
Jason had to use an extension cord to get his recliner to recline.
And I have another extension cord ready, but I don't have an outlet to plug it into because I need a power strip.
So you thought wrong, Donnie. Sorry. So Nathan, who's your pick?
So my pick is going to go purely on his day job. So I'm going to go with Donnie. Donnie, I think you got a satellite phone to call the National Guard. So
I do.
we're going to go with
I
you.
have a satellite dish so that I can go when everything fails. I have a satellite dish that will not fail.
So you're my pick. We're going to survive this.
That's right. I also train Boy Scouts in search and rescue techniques
There you
and how to hide from bears. We never encourage anybody to ever fight a bear, but we do teach you how to hide from bears. Very well.
Fair enough. So CQ, look what you did. So then the other half of the Unrated podcast, Dev sent in a question as well. He wants to know if we could have prevented either a gaming IP or a specific game from being released, past, present, or future that's been announced. What game would it be? Nathan.
Star Wars Connect. There's no reason to need to buy that. It's just so bad.
Fair enough. Donnie.
That's a good one. My initial
Yeah.
take, and I feel like I might steal Jason's here, Star Fox Zero, because there hasn't been a game. There hasn't been a game that I got and played that I wish I didn't play in recent memory, except for Star Fox Zero. Like I've played bad games, and I'm like, well, not everything's a winner. Star Fox Zero, it's not that it's so bad. It's not like the worst game I've ever played. It's just that it's not to the level that you would expect Star Fox to be at, And it's like it's such a letdown. You're like, you know what? I'd rather just not have Star Fox than have this Star Fox. But the other one I was gonna think of was like Mario 2. That's the weird one where you get to play as Toad and Princess and whatnot. It's just odd. It doesn't make any sense in like the lineage or the history. I know there's people that like it and all that, and I've played it. Just the world would be a better place if it just didn't exist. Like the world would make
what's
more
the
sense.
game actually called? Was it Doki
Panic. I was going to say it's technically in any other country it wasn't Mario 2 and it wasn't a Mario game. So yeah,
the world would make more sense if that just wasn't a thing.
Okay, Jason.
Donnie, I didn't think of that, but that is a good answer about Star Fox. I never even took Star Fox Guard out of the plastic. I said, Amazon, give me money for this.
Guard is the best part of that
Never
entire
played it.
package. It really is. Guard's better than the other game.
So since that happened, I think I will go with the Philips CDI Zelda series.
No,
Because they're just.
I never played them. I have
just never do.
They shouldn't have existed though. It shouldn't have happened.
I think the most enjoyment I've heard people talk about is Lucas is really big on watching Game Grumps on YouTube, and they went through and they were playing those, and then they weren't. I mean, you didn't have a controller by default. You had like this weird one-handed remote thing with like circle buttons, and so he's trying to play like that, and it causes for a lot of vulgarity and a lot of entertainment for the viewer. And those horrible, scary hand-drawn cutscenes things. I mean, just look at the pictures of that, like that king with that creepy beard and teeth. Ugh.
It was all messed up. It looked like what was that show? The cartoon, Dr. Katz. You remember that?
The squiggly.
Yep.
It's
the only Jason I remember. Another oldies moment. Oh, Donnie, see what you did. All right, let's see.
It
For
stinks.
Me. It stinks. Yeah, that's a different old. That's a different older cartoon. So for me, my gut right away when I saw this question was to go with the future, and it's Hey Pikmin on the 3DS.
Not better.
I'm still trying to not be bitter about it and hoping it's going to be better than what the initial impressions are, but yeah, it doesn't seem like it's going to be good at all. And then the runner-up would be every Chibi Robo game to come out after the GameCube one. So they did, I believe, 2 on the 3DS before Ziplash. And they were just random spin-offs that had nothing to do with the game at all. And they just kind of used that franchise license, kind of similar to what it seems like Hey Pikmin's doing. So those kind of ruined it for me as well. And I just want a remaster of the GameCube one, which will never happen, but it's good to want things. So those are my answers. And it looks like we got 2 more last-minute submissions that Nathan has prepped. So take it away, sir.
We actually have 3 with a 4th that's not really a question, but we'll go.
Oh my.
Oh my.
So, in order in
Long
which they were
podcast.
received, on Twitter at xflowerstarx.
Oh yeah, she's gonna write for us.
Question is, here's my question.
That's it. That's the question.
Do you hold podcasts overseas?
No,
Maybe at Replay Events might invite you to their podcast. Hashtag Play Expo Manchester.
I've already wrote Fiona back. Everybody, this is Fiona, so I'll go ahead and take this one. Fiona's gonna come write for us. I hope. I've been trying to get her to write for us for some time. She's a great writer, and I'm very much looking forward to having her on staff. And I think she was confused because when I invited her to the staff, I was like, here's what we're doing. Like, we do video streams, we do news articles, and, we do podcast you on podcasts. I think she thinks that we all podcast in the same room.
Because you're paying us fat bucks, and we're like,
that's right. So she was like, would you ever come over here so I could podcast? And I'm like, yes, we will all fly to England. So we can podcast.
I'll do it.
So
do you feel money
paying for us?
So I wrote her back and I was like, that's not exactly how we work it, but definitely looking forward to having her on the staff and having her on the podcast. I actually even told her, I was like, look, it's probably not something we do like weekly or something, but maybe once every month or every other month or so, like we schedule our podcast time around her time and we record like on a Saturday at, 1 PM or something, so we can have her across the pond come and grace the show and the audio waves.
See, yeah. and while we may not podcast overseas, you can download our podcast overseas.
Yep, we're very big in China.
No, that's Flux the Post.
No, we are too. When he did that, I went and looked, and I was like, oh yeah, we do very well in China as well.
I don't know what that means. Something's got to give.
It's all that Sinran Kagura versus talk.
Big Trouble in Little China.
That's Entertaining is really big in Russia.
Is it?
I don't know what that means.
I was always hoping I'd get a K-pop angle, but
in Russia,
in Korea.
In Russia, podcasts listen to you.
Okay, so we got Jason. Did you want to hop in on that?
Donnie, we're big in Japan, not China.
Oh,
okay.
I don't. Is there something to even hop in on?
No.
What's the question?
It's okay.
Oh, okay.
It's past. It's okay.
All right.
I got nothing to add to that. I mean, I'll just say that I've podcasted before with some gentlemen over in England.
Oh, so
and it's always fun. So I would be more than open to it because I love our friends over the pond. Haley at Haley Zor-L. What are you guys hoping to see at E3 in a few weeks? It's only a few weeks away, you guys. Only a few weeks. Jason, what are you looking forward to?
Oh boy. I don't know. I guess like some cool unannounced Switch game to come out of left field, and other than that, I don't know. It's hard for me to get excited about E3 because it's usually like, oh, look at all this cool stuff I'm not going to be able to afford to play. So,
but if it's on Switch on the eShop, maybe you can. What was it, Kamiko? It was like $5, right? You enjoyed it.
Yeah, if everything's at Kamiko levels, but I've got a hospital bill heading my way, so I got no more money. So I am le pourge.
Le pour. All right, Kevin, what about you?
For me, so I'm really actually optimistic about this year. I'm not specifically looking forward to anything, but I'm really excited to see what everybody has to offer because it seems like we've gotten.
Wait. I'm optimistic, but I'm not looking forward to anything.
Yes, because that's the point I'm getting to. So last year there was a lot of leaks, and I mean there's still plenty of time for the leaks to start coming out. So there wasn't a ton of quote unquote surprises for E3. This year it seems to be toned down a lot more, and I'm not hearing the super early leaks of like you're going to see this at E3 and you're going to see that at E3. So for me, I'm happy that I don't have that information because I do want to see what Microsoft is going to bring other than Scorpio. We're not going to talk Scorpio, but what is Sony going to talk about? Because they've been really hush. So they launched the PS4 Pro, so they're not going to talk hardware. It's going to be all software. What are they going to show? Are we going to get dates finally on stuff?
All they're going to do is give you dates on stuff that they've already announced.
That's fine. That's fine because I'll take it because then I know what to look forward to.
It'll be the first E3 they're actually delivering dates.
But that other than the year where it just says 2017, and Nintendo, same thing. They've laid out the map for this year and what it's going to kind of look like as far as their bigger titles, unless something surprise comes out. So I'm looking to see what fills in the gaps and what they have for down the pipeline, and hopefully some virtual console stuff. That's the other thing I want to hear about. So looking forward to that. But yeah, I'm just really optimistic to see what these companies are bringing because there hasn't been a ton of leaks at least yet. So Donnie, actually, why don't we throw it to you then? And what are you looking forward to E3? And then why don't you give a preface as to what we're doing for our prep this year?
Absolutely. So
Preface.
we are going to have our, I say traditional, but we've only been doing this for a year, so we'll say annual because we've only done it once. We'll do our annual pre-E3, E3,
Second
and
annual.
there you go. Second annual pre-E3, E3, and post-E3 plans. Kevin and I have been working all week, and we're going to start next week with the Nintendo Shack. We'll convene, and we'll talk all things that we want to see from Nintendo at E3, and then following will be Nathan and the Xbox crew, then the PlayStation crew, and then third parties, and then we will be at E3, and we'll be doing all of that stuff and giving all of our instant reactions, or at least as fast as we can, hopefully within 48 hours of the show's going live, and then do our post stuff following up after all that stuff. I'm excited for Sony because I do think it's time for dates, and in a lot of ways, I don't want to spoil too much of what I'm thinking about Nintendo and all that, but in a lot of ways, I'd be a little hesitant if I was launching hardware like Xbox, or if I was trying to boost the momentum of hardware like Nintendo, because I feel like it's prime for Sony to be able to say that we have the games now. Because for a while now, they've been living off this third-party wave and their cheap box. And now that everybody else is catching up in one form or another with their own product, right? So Xbox has got the more powerful box, and Nintendo's got this little portable box, and it's awesome. Or both, hopefully both are awesome. But now Sony can go, but we have the games. And now that's exactly what we're starting. You can already see it, even just the internet, a quick Google search. You can already see everybody in the blogs are wanting to know, what does Nintendo have? What does Xbox have? I can guarantee you both of them don't have what Sony has in terms of software. They just can't, because Sony has 4 years of announcements that have yet to come. Like, we've been waiting for like Final Fantasy VII and The Last of Us 2, and there's so many games. Like, what's that Kickstarter game that everybody's all excited?
Shenmue 3.
Right, like there's all of the God of War and Days Gone. They have literally a library of games. They've probably got 10 or 15 games that are announced that nobody has any idea when they're coming. So if you're launching hardware, you're trying to get hardware off the ground, it's a tough sell this fall. If Sony brings what you would expect them to bring, I think this is the year they have to. If they come this year and they really have like their one big game or their 1.5 big game, I feel like they're letting their fans down. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think they're coming, and I think they're coming with, here's our September game, here's our October game, here's our November game, here's our December game, here's our January game, here's our March game, and you're just going to be like flooded. You're going to be, oh my God, they've got games coming out of everywhere. And it'll be up to the other two to prove, with software that they compete, and we'll see.
Fair enough. Nathan, was that the last question?
One more, but I want to answer this one too. So,
Oh, duh. Yeah, sorry.
so come on now.
Sit down now.
There's a couple things specifically I'm looking forward to. Obviously, give me all the Scorpio details, and I want to call it out now that I think, judging or based on Microsoft naming structures in the past for Windows versions, that they've already used the Elite, so they can't use that. They're not going to use Pro because PlayStation's use that. They're going to go for Ultimate, the Xbox One Ultimate Edition, or if they want to be super fancy, the Xbox One Signature Edition. So, going to say that now. That's my piece for that set of stuff. But I'm looking forward to all the information that comes out about Scorpio, as well as we need to hear something, or I think, don't we need to, but I think the timing is right for us to hear or see like a good trailer of story information for Amy Hennig's Star Wars game. And also hear something about the Visceral Star Wars game. So the EA presentation this year is going to have my keen interest. And they're also going to probably talk about Mass Effect and the road path forward. So EA this year has my attention. Xbox has my attention. Those are the ones I'm looking forward to most going in. Okay, so moving on to our last question, although there is one bonus question. Paul Calicote at pcalico84 on Twitter says, not about games, but any y'all hitting your local comic store for free comic book day, and what books are you going to go after? I'm, of course, going for TMNT. So obviously this was sent a couple days before Free Comic Book Day, but I will begin, as I said, with Free Comic Book Day. I hit Legend of Zelda. I got that Free Comic Book one. That was the main one I wanted to get from the list of stuff that I saw out there. Also got Secret Empire, this guy here.
Yep.
And I got Wonder Woman because I heard it was good. And I got, because I don't know anything about it, and I figured I should try to start somewhere, Rick and Morty, this comic. And the Dragon Ball one because it's Dragon Ball, and why not? So that's what I went after. Kevin, I know you went. What'd you get?
Yeah, I got the as far as the free ones, I got the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then my daughter got DC Superhero Girls one, and then we bought Justice League / Power Rangers mashup one, issue number 1. We got that. What else did she get? There was a couple things. She got some Harley Quinn comics. Picked up like 3 or 4 different volumes of the Harley Quinn series. And then just a ton of bags and boards because we have to start storing our stuff better. So we did that. And that was a little side project. So all my old Batman comics and then some of my Silver and Bronze Age X-Men stuff. I have some really old stuff. I have Transformers. This one's kind of fun. I have Transformers number 6, which was the first appearance of the Dinobots, which was pretty awesome. Yeah, so I got to see some of the stuff I hadn't looked at in years that we had in storage, and now stored them properly. So
nice. Jason, did you hit anything up over the weekend?
I did not. My wife was out and about on Saturday, so I was hanging with my son. And
nice.
I did that. Well, unless you count what Blizzard had on Amazon free copies of Overwatch. So I snagged those, and then I was like maybe Comixology has something going on, and then I found a promo from like 3 years ago, and I was like, well, I'll just download all their free comics. So I downloaded like 100 and something free comics that they had available. I was like, oh, half of these are probably crap, but this is how I took part. Maybe next year I'll go out with Aiden, but a little too little for that this year.
And then Donnie doesn't know what comics are, so
nerds.
Last question, and again, I don't know if this counts as a question. It's from our very own at Josh Bones.
Oh, geez.
He said, I have a question. Where is Josh? And I have an answer. We heard your feedback, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody out there, you had enough Josh. He talked about board games. He talked about video games. And, I received all the mail. There were sacks of it that were delivered to my doorstep, in the past couple weeks. I forwarded a few of them on to Kevin and Donnie, and we made the decision that Josh is out this week. He had to sit out. And we understand that you, as a community, value our listening to you. And Josh, what can I say? You know what you did.
He's on probation for bad behavior. Yeah, no more Josh. Josh needs a break. Josh has been retired. He's benched in the rotation.
Womp womp.
Yeah. So thank you everybody for the questions and feedback. Don't forget, you can always email us anytime at podcast@playsomevideogames.com, or you could tweet to us at PSVG. You can tell us all about how much you dislike Josh and have him on the podcast all the time. And for every week we get at least 3 complaints, we'll keep him off the show, we promise. So there's your goal. New Twitter poll going up this week. Anyway, let's move on to the news of the week and what we're here to talk about this week. So first up, let's get it out of the way. Let's talk some Mario Kart 8. And since it's Nintendo related, we're gonna let Donnie kind of drive. The conversation.
I get the
blue shell.
Nice. Okay.
Donnie is so disgusted with all of us tonight. It's great.
It's a look. I don't think we need to spend an hour on this, guys. It's really not that big of a deal. It's a 3 or 4 year old game at this point, and it's been re-released on Switch. It's got new life, and more people are playing it. And it's selling gangbusters. As I informed all of you this week in the chat, Mario Kart's like Nintendo's best property. It really is. Sales wise, top 3 seller every platform since the Nintendo 64. That's insane. Every Nintendo console since the Nintendo 64, portable and console, Mario Kart is in the top 3 of that system sales total. I mean, this is a juggernaut for Nintendo. It's one of their best franchises and their best IPs with the widest appeal, I would always argue. That's what makes Mario Kart. That's what puts Mario Kart aside from 3D Mario, Zelda, and Smash is that Mario Kart appeals to everybody. All gamers like playing Mario Kart. So we've been playing. For our listeners, I hope that you've seen our mini tweets and site posts, but we actually have a very active role in the Super Indie Podcasters Mario Kart 8 game night. If you would like to play with us,
It's a long title.
can. I'm sorry?
That's a long title. We should work on that.
It is. It's a crazy long title. If you'd like to play with us, you can. Go to our website. We have a blog post up that has the codes. We have a battle room and a racing room available, and they run every weekend, Friday to Monday from noon to noon. I've gotten some feedback this week on the battle room, and for instance, there are a lot of people like they either don't like Shine Thief or they don't like the cops and robbers thing. So maybe we'll start a rotation instead of having right now it's set to random. So the battle mode is just going through all of the different battle modes. So maybe we'll just set it one weekend for like balloon fight and next week one for like coin runners and next week one for bomb and blast. But we'll see. I had a Twitter poll and the Twitter poll voted for a change, so we're gonna make a change next week. I don't have a whole lot to say about Mario Kart outside of if I was reviewing Mario Kart on performance and visuals alone, I'd give it a 10. I think it's perfect. Mario Kart perfect really is the word. It is really, really good and super polished, and it's really tight. It's super competitive. It's just a really good game. The only knock that I really give it, and you guys tell me what you think about my criticism here, is that I don't feel like it's incredibly balanced, especially for like online and competitive play. Definitely many times when we're playing together, I feel like, not just when we're playing together, when I'm playing online with other people, I feel like I can't race with the characters and the carts and the customizations I want to and compete, because everybody is Rosalina or Dry Bowser or Bowser, and they're all on the cart and they all have the same wheels, and that's the fastest loadout. And if you don't play that way, you just can't win. And not that winning is everything, but it sucks knowing that like because I like to race as Isabelle and I like to race as the Inklings, and I like to race with stupid looking carts with dumb gliders because it's Mario Kart. I think this is the reason. And honestly, you guys might go, Donnie, maybe you just don't like racing. And you might be right. I think this is a big reason why I like battle mode. It's because I can play with all these goofy characters and all this stuff, and it doesn't matter, right? I can have a four-wheeler with itty-bitty wheels and Splatoon and do whatever I want, and I can keep, I like to change them like race to race. If you Jason, you've seen me play this week. I'm constantly changing my car every room and my kids like it too, and we just like having fun with it. And I think games of the past didn't have that issue. I never felt like when I was playing Mario Kart 64 or Double Dash that, if I picked Mario, I was going to lose. I kind of feel like if I pick Isabelle, I'm going to lose when I go to race. And so it may not be the world's biggest knock on it, but that's my one knock on the game overall. It is fantastic on Switch. The idea that this is now portable Mario, that we went from like Mario Kart 7 to Mario Kart Switch, like that's what a huge leap. You can walk around with this game in your pocket. I mean, it's incredible. So I'll wrap it up here. My review score for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe would be like 97. It is super good. I got one minor knock, and I'll ding it a little bit for that one.
All right. Jason, what about you? What are your thoughts?
I think those criticisms are really fair, and I think you're dead on about the online, and it's true, because if you want to compete and get competitive with people, you have to go a speed build, because if you go acceleration, you're not going to get, it's not going to work. You have to go a 5-speed cart, which means you have to play a heavy class, and you have to use the cyber slicks, and it is very limiting, because if you go anything else, you're not going to have a chance. And even then, I find that there's still people that there's always someone that just they have the Uber build, and I don't know how, but they're always just half a track in front of you. It's crazy. But I will echo also everything you said about the portable. It's crazy having this game in my hand like that, and I feel like I know. Like I remember watching some of the analysis leading up and like some of the depth of field things, but I feel like there's some of the other textures too, like especially when you see like the track intros, like things look a lot nicer. It's crazy. Just like I know we got a resolution uptick from the Wii U, and I know they fixed like that. There's that bug where it didn't run consistently at 60 frames. It would have that frame drop every so often, but I think it just looks great. My biggest complaint here, and I didn't play in the Splatoon test fire, so I'm coming in blind here, but I'm really worried about Nintendo's online capabilities, because especially with this game, as old as it was, I haven't experienced it too much personally, but from the Discord groups I'm a part of, there's a lot of people that are extremely frustrated with how Mario Kart is running. And especially when we had this out on the Wii U for as long as we did. And I know, Switch is different and you're going to have a little different infrastructure and things there. And maybe this is the first game that they're really using to get their online kinks, worked out. I mean, it is the first Nintendo game that has, an online multiplayer component. But I was in a race and I witnessed, on my screen, I saw the cart fall off the track, only to see him reappear in front of me, gliding through the air. A split second later, I hit him with a red shell. I saw the animation, saw my cart celebrate. He didn't slow down at all. So weird things like that are frustrating. A lot of matchmaking errors. Like Kevin, I joined your game the other night, got one race in, and then said communication error. I was like, well, guess I'm going over to the tournament lobby then.
Oh, see, I thought you had like a baby duty or something came up, and I was just like, oh, there he's gone.
No, but I was like, oh, got my win, time to go. No,
yeah, I was like, you came in just dominated and like, do that later.
I was like, no, I went over and I did battle mode with Donnie, and so weird things like that are frustrating. So I'm hoping that we'll see some improvements as we go. Let's put it this way. It's good. It's a good thing Nintendo's not making us pay for this service out the gate. We got this free trial as we go. But otherwise, it's still that same great Mario Kart experience. With that said, sometimes that Mario Kart experience is a lesson in frustration and futility. There's a video I saw that some guy posted. I couldn't tell you the specifics, but he's racing as Daisy, and it was like, I think he was streaming, and it was a try hard lobby, racing as Daisy, first place, gets hit by a blue shell, gets hit by red shell, and it just, in the matter of seconds, he's in first place, 12th place. It just gets item bombed, chain reaction of death, and I'm like, yep, that's Mario Kart.
And the rubber banding, it's one of those things where, if you don't like it, you can just turn it off, right? Just turn off weapons. But like, it's one of those things that, for as much as you hate it when you're in that position, you love it so much when you're in the other position. Like it is what makes Mario Kart great. Yeah. When we were racing the other night, like I was right there with both of you. Like I was right on Kevin's tail. I think I was riding in third, but I was like right on him. And Jason hit me, and then Kevin hit me, and then I just like I went from like second to like 11th in like 4 minutes, and I was happy to climb back to 5th.
Yeah.
And on our stream, I may have said some explicit words because I did stream it, and I was just like, mother, and you can see it and hear it. But I also, like, at the end of the race when it came through, I sit there, I was like, I hate Mario Kart, and I was like, no, I don't. Like that's literally the charm that Mario Kart has that just no racing game does.
Yeah, and if you take out the weapons though too, it's unbalanced. The racing is without the weapons, because whoever's in front they're always going to be in front. And the other frustration I would say is, like, some of the most fun I've had with this game is when you have those close battles for position, but Mario Kart is really good at really separating out. Usually you'll have someone in first, maybe you'll have somebody trailing them close by for second, and then third's usually a good distance behind, and then you have like 4th through 12th just in this giant mess of death because they're just constantly item bombing and falling further behind from the leaders. So that's the one little frustration with Mario Kart, but that's the Mario Kart meta. I mean, you can't change that because that's what Mario Kart is. But
I mean, score.
If I wanted, I think I would give it. I'm going to give it like 95 right now, because I mean the offline component is great. I do miss having, like, it's great having access to all the characters and everything right there, but I do miss like having a real purpose to go through and play the different Grand Prix on the different like the speed modes, because there's nothing to unlock. I mean, yeah, I'm collecting coins and unlocking cart pieces, but and I've been going through and I'm trying to get the all the gold carts. So I just did I did mirror mode. I just finished that off, and now I'm going to try to go back. I'm doing the time trials, And I do want to try to 3-star 200cc, and it's going to be a horrible experience. But like I don't Rainbow Road. Oh God, I'm not. Oh God, it's so bad on 200cc. It's so bad for me. I fall off all the time. But yeah, I wish like the single player is great, but I just wish the multiplayer was just a little better experience for people right now. I wish we didn't see those issues, and I'm sure that's Mario Kart is peer-to-peer matchmaking, and so if people have a crummy connection, there's nothing that the devs can do. But I hope to see something to just address it, because it seems like it was working a little bit better on Wii U. And one other point I want to bring up that I didn't know this about the Wii U. Online, it randomly, if you're doing regional or worldwide, it randomly changes. Like you'll do a race at 150cc, then all of a sudden the next time you might do a race at 100, or I guess mirror tracks are get thrown in there too, which I kind of like because that adds a little length to your games. But I don't like that I can't control whether I'm racing 150 or 100cc. Because I guess there was an option on Wii U when you went into matchmaking or something that you could set your preference. But I've definitely done 100cc races in regional and 150, and it really throws you off.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I noticed that myself. So I guess I'll just jump in right here.
Then when it selects the track, it'll have the 100 or the 150 there on the track little picture. So just look for it the next time you do.
So I'll jump in with mine because I won't have too much to say either, because I've talked about this game in the past with our Wii U stuff there too. So I love it. It's great. The online stuff. So when we had first brought this up on our chat, that some people were complaining about it. We saw some news stories break out, and I said nothing happened to me. When I was bouncing around playing the other day and I was joining other people's rooms or joining tournaments or just doing the random matchmaking, rather, I would get the communications errors. Mm-hmm. But if I created the room, I never had a single issue. So I don't know what the deal is, because I play a lot more in my own room and other people just come and join me. And I had no issues for pretty much the entire, first week of launch. The first time I had the communication error was the other day when I was playing the same day you had mentioned you had it when you played with me. Later on, I went on that night and just played random matches online, and then I was getting communication errors, but I never had it before, so I don't know what the deal is with that. But overall, I love having the tracks. I'm glad they're all there. They look so good on the Switch, better than the Wii U versions do. The addition of the Splatoon characters, they're fine. I wish they had a better cart. Do they only have the ATV? That's the only one they get, right?
There's a second one.
Yeah, they have an ATV and a bike.
Yeah, there's one you unlock with coins.
Okay, so I haven't gotten the bike yet. The ATV, I tried doing it. I'm not crazy about it. I don't really like the ATVs at all. I like them worse than the carts, actually. It's just, I don't know what it is. I don't like them.
I like the ATVs more than the bikes.
Yeah, I don't know. We're just totally opposite. Gee, who figured that? Did you do the Splatoon amiibo to get the amiibo suit though? That's kind of cool.
Yep, yeah, I did. This was the first thing I did actually when we got the game. Is I sat there with my kids and we scanned in like 30 amiibo. Just sat there and just kept going through them all
just to get the Mii suits. So yeah, overall, I like it. I like the addition things. Ironically, I still have not played a single battle mode just because I wasn't interested in it anyway. But I love the racing. I love the online aspect. Yeah, so I'll be real short. If I give it a number, I'm going to go with 92. So, Nathan, wake up. I know we're talking Nintendo, but you're still with us.
It's Nintendo Shack. Welcome.
As far as Mario Kart goes, I haven't played as much as you guys. I haven't had a chance to hop in on the online tournaments or play it all online, honestly. However,
for shame,
I have played it online locally. And when I say that, I mean, me and another buddy at work linked our Switches up and we were able to play each other on our respective Switches.
It's awesome.
So it worked really well, really quick, really fast. I had no issues in that instance because it was a direct link between the two of us. Yeah, it worked really well. I haven't even played Battle Mode yet. I haven't checked it out, but I've just been doing, the races because I like the races. And, well, let me say this. I like the races up until you're about to win, and then you get hammered with blue shell or red shell, blue shell, and then you lose. So it stinks. I remembered why, I was playing one match, and I was like, this is why I got so mad at this game. Because, for the life of me, for a little bit, I was like, man, why did I not like this game? Or why did I stop playing this game? And then I remembered, oh, yeah, blue shells. So blue shells and lightning, those are it.
Lightning all the time.
All the time, lightning. And then it was funny. My wife was looking at me play it and was like, when the squid comes up there and puts the ink on the screen, and she's like, you can't even see anything. What's the point? And my nephew didn't like that either. So yeah. So I wish there was a way. I don't know if there is. You guys may be more familiar with it than me. Is turning off specific items. Is that possible?
Online, you can limit the types of items, but I don't think like you could do shells only. You could do like things like that, but you can't sit there and say, I don't want just banana peels or
And
something.
can't
Yeah,
you
they
limit
have
their
classes.
appearance rate too?
There's classes of weapons. You can turn them off and on, like all weapons, and you can limit like frequency. So you can have like low weapons, medium weapons, or like I think they call it crazy or chaotic weapons. So like our battle mode room is set to like crazy because it's battle mode. Like it'd be stupid to have low weapons in a battle mode. And then I think our racing room is set to standard.
You know, can I say I had a lot of fun with battle mode until we had that one round of Shine Thief. And
Shine
that just
Thief,
was,
dude. Shine Thief. I don't like Shine Thief. It is probably my least favorite of all the modes, and that's saying something because I'm not a huge fan of Cops and Robbers either.
Yeah.
But at least Cops and Robbers, like when you get it on a good map, it's very fun. I like Cops and Robbers in the fact that you can end the match very fast.
Yes.
You can kind of like get on to something else, which is kind of neat. Shine Thief, though, you just get like these periods where like somebody just gets the thing and it just goes on forever.
Yeah.
And the thing that I hate about Shine Thief the most, if you watch my YouTube stream, is that everybody's shooting weapons at me and I don't have the shine. It's like, why are you wasting your shells on me? Like, why are you hitting? I don't have it. We should all be ganging against the other person. And it never happens that way.
Now, am I correct in this too? Because the way Shine Thief works, it's if you have it last, you win, right? It's not like King of the Hill where it keeps track of how long you've had it total.
No, I actually think it is like King of the Hill. It's because you get coins based on how long you keep it. So the person that keeps it the most gets the most coins, and second person gets like I think it's
that makes me feel a little bit better then.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I'm like, well, what's the point of me doing anything if I can just swoop in and steal at the last second?
None of it is as good as Bomb on Blast and Balloon Fight and Coin Runners. Like literally those three. And you can't. I wish I could because I've actually had people tweet at us. Because for those of you for those of you who have no idea what the super indie podcaster thing is, there's like 30 podcasts that are all promoting the exact same rooms. And the idea is that if we all stick together, we'll have more players. And that proved fruitful on the first weekend. We had over 100 people come play in our rooms, so like it was very successful, much better than if we all did our own thing.
Right.
I had a lot of feedback where they were like, turn Shine Thief off and turn Cops and Robbers off and just do the other three. And I was like, well, you don't have that option. I can't turn on and off. It's like either random or just one mode. What I did realize this past weekend, though, is that I can edit the rooms really at any time without changing the codes. So what I think I might do this upcoming weekend is like Friday, I'll set it to like Balloon Fight, and then Saturday, I'll set it to Bomb, and then Sunday, I'll set it to like Coin Runners, and just like kind of run a weekend where we kind of control the rooms that everybody's in. I think a lot of people have more fun if they keep playing the same mode over and over again, as opposed to it constantly bouncing around. Because it's like every 4 minutes you have a whole new strategy you're trying to, yeah.
But that's all I have to say about that.
Sorry, Nathan.
Hi,
You
Jack.
have a score, Nathan? Do you want to score it?
With my experience between Wii U and Switch, I mean, pretty similar scores. I echo it from earlier statements, but it's fantastic on the Switch. If portable, Mario Kart is great. Yeah. And it's Mario Kart on the go. It's a 9 out of 10, 90%.
There you go. So Donnie's calculating all the scores in the Calcutronic for Play Some Video Games.
We'll round it up and give it a 94. It's 93.5. So we'll give it a 94 overall.
The Chronic?
I'm really happy with that score, especially with like 4 people. Because you could always get the troll person, that doesn't take serious something. It's like a 62. Like it brings the whole aggregate down. Like when we do these review casts, I always think about that. And I really like that. I think a 94 is very fitting for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yep. I agree. So that wraps up our mini review cast for Mario Kart 8. So we'll move on with some other headlines we have here. Nothing too big, but we'll bang these out real quick. First thing, because I'm on the podcast, I need to talk Injustice 2. So Injustice 2 did release its first trailer for the first group of DLC characters to be announced. One of them I was ecstatic for because it was my quote-unquote fantasy pick of, hey, if I could add any character, who would it be? And that is Red Hood. So Red Hood is in the game, as well as Starfire from Teen Titans. And because for some reason NetherRealm has to do this every single time, they infuse their Mortal Kombat characters in there, and Sub-Zero
Was it Scorpion in the last one?
Scorpion was the last one, and it looks like, so to preface this too,
I'd rather have Sub-Zero, honestly. I like Sub-Zero better than Scorpion.
Yes, but you have Captain Cold.
Yeah, but Sub-Zero is better than Captain Cold.
But yeah, I get why they do it, and they do a decent job of making them fit that universe. But the thing I'm scared of is that the graphic at the end of the trailer shows the three that they revealed. You can see the shadows of other people behind them, of the other 6 characters supposed to be revealed, and one of them is definitely Raiden. You could tell by the hat. So you're getting at least 2. So I'm like, come on, I don't want. Oh, there's so many DC characters. You could use them. Like, what are you doing? So,
well, who was the other one? Because there were 2 in the other one, right? It wasn't
just Scorpion.
Was it just Scorpion?
Just Scorpion.
Okay.
He was the only one. They did a lot of wacky things with Mortal Kombat X with different characters from all over the place, with the aliens and Leatherface and Jason and all that crazy stuff.
What if they're just putting the hat on there to freak you out, or to psych you out, rather?
Maybe, because they didn't really blow it up, and I'm not seeing a lot of people write about it online. But like, yeah, I had to I watched the trailer on my phone because it dropped like in the middle of the workday because that's practical. So I turned the brightness all the way up, and then I saw the shadows, and I'm like, all right, I'm trying to guess who the other people are. There's been a lot of rumors that Spawn will appear.
Spawn's not DC. He's
exactly. That's kind of where I'm like, that doesn't make sense either. But a lot of people are reporting that that's rumored, and so I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, no details as to when the other packs are going to be announced. But that was the first one to drop, and I got my Red Hood, which I'm happy about. So I'm good. Other than that, the Video Game Hall of Fame inductees for 2017 have been announced. Donkey Kong, Street Fighter 2, which makes sense, Pokemon Red and Green, and Halo.
How did Street Fighter 2 get into the Hall of Fame when it's coming to Switch next month? It's not even out yet. That's my attempt at a joke. Nothing.
So you made all the jokes about us being too old. If that was a joke, then you're too young, Donnie. You don't even know about but the original fighting button masher of Chun-Li, and just keep hitting that button to the lightning kick.
Pit Fighter?
Honda.
Pit Fighter, you couldn't. Pit Fighter was good, but it wasn't as much of a button masher. You couldn't just sit there and tap the button and win because the guys would get you. But
what was the one? There was always a Neo. Like, we didn't have any arcades like close by growing up, but our Pizza Hut would always have a random cabinet. Would either have Bust a Move or it was always a Neo Geo cabinet. I know it had Pit Fighter, and then what was the other?
Bust a Move is awesome. I don't know where you're going with this, but you just reminded me of Bust a Move, and that game is freaking sweet. I would take a Bust a Move today in a heartbeat.
I'm sure it'll be on Switch. Don't worry.
The best thing we have is like what, Peggle?
Closest thing to it.
And dude, Bust a Move is awesome. There's probably a big reason why I enjoy Puyo. Is probably the closest thing I've played to like Bust a Move in a while. Dude, Bust a Move is great.
Bust a Move was good. It's probably on
King of Fighters. It's probably King of Fighters.
King of Fighters, or there was another one that was like. It's probably on the Switch eShop right now, but I can't remember. It was another one of their fighting games. I can't remember.
King of Fighters was their most popular one, but they did do other ones. I just don't recall.
It had the weird guy with the Freddy Krueger claw. With the weapon.
I remember that, but I don't know if that was King of Fighters. I think it was. So I think you're on point. But either way, so they're all getting inducted, which I find odd that Donkey Kong wasn't already in there. Like the others I get, but I'm just surprised Donkey Kong wasn't there. But
is it the game Donkey Kong or is it the character Donkey Kong?
The game. Yeah, they take the like individual games. So it's not even like they don't even do like a series thing. Like, so like Halo can get in, and so can like Halo 2 and 4 and 6. Like they can pick and choose whatever they want.
Is there only like 5 each a year, or how is that?
That work? I don't know. Yeah, I have no clue.
I'm not sure the details. We didn't do our homework.
Do we really care? Like, I was going to do homework. I was like, I'd like to know how they do this. And like, I was like, do we really? Like, does anybody recognize the Video Game Hall of Fame? Like, do they have building and stuff?
Isn't it in Japan anyway too? So it's all wacky.
No, I actually think this one's here.
So why would they do Pokemon Green? We didn't get Green.
because like because it was the first ones. It was the first Pokemon games, which were red and green. They were like the first releases.
Yeah, but not here. Here it was red and
No,
blue.
you're right. I get it.
I don't know. That was my gut instinct. So
Okay.
I don't know. If you're listening and you care enough, do the research for us and then tweet at us next week.
Yeah, let me know. PSVG.
Yeah, and then the last bit of news we're going to talk about is Darksiders 3, made by Gunfire Games this time around, is coming to PS4 and Xbox in 2018. The main character is Fury, a female protagonist wielding a bladed whip and fiery red hair.
Furiosa.
Fiery. Darksiders Fury Collection dropped the same day with Darksiders 1 and 2 remasters, currently on sale for $20. So yeah, it looks like this one is following the 7 Deadly Sins as opposed to the
that $20 deal is PSN and Xbox, and I got it because you guys, I wanted to get the Darksiders 1 thing on Wii U, and then Switch came, and it never got announced for Switch, and I was like, if I can get both of these games for $20, I'm down. Like it's like for anybody who's never played it, it's like Zelda God of War.
Did you not get the Humble Bundle then that came out like 2 weeks ago where it was like $5 and you got those games and a whole bunch more?
Was it like PC stuff?
No, it was on PS4.
No, I didn't. I have no idea.
Womp, womp, womp.
It just shows you, man. There's so much news; it's hard to keep up. Like it took something like this. I'm excited for Darksiders because it looks really good. It's IGN first. There's a lot of gameplay. It's still very early. I feel like they got out in front of E3 because they probably get buried at E3.
Oh yeah.
But it looks good. And the THQ Nordic and Gunfire Games, like THQ Nordic's publishing, Gunfire's making. It looks like, from all the stuff I've read, it looks like they're trying to make like a big play. Like this is like kind of like their, hey, we're AAA developers now, and like this game is going to prove it to you. And for that reason, I'm excited about it. I played Darksiders 2 for the first time on Wii U and really enjoyed it. And I look forward to playing Darksiders 1 on my Xbox One as soon as I get done with Horizon.
Donnie's playing an Xbox game.
I am. I got another Xbox game.
Compatible game. Yeah, for its remaster.
Yeah, but why would you want the remaster? Yeah. I used my Bing rewards and I actually got both of them for $10.
Bing rewards.
Yeah. Nathan, I also got, so I can go to let you know, I also got Dead Rising 4. And it's sitting over there. I just installed it, and it's going to be my game after Horizon game, as my current plan goes, unless Horizon takes me all the way to Hot Shots, which, God, I hope it doesn't take me that long. And I got it like on the Amazon flash sale last week for like $15. I was really excited about it because I love Dead Rising. I love any like button masher, beat 'em up, kind of game like that. That's kind of my junk. So I never played Dead Rising on Xbox. I didn't play the Dead Rising 3, like the launch game or anything like that. So I'm excited for the fourth installment.
Alrighty. Be nice if Bing could reward you with some decent search results for once. That
was actually pretty good.
It's the best search results. Their search results are amazing.
Okay.
Have you tried them?
Yes.
Or you just throw things out there? Because if you search for us on Bing, we pop up.
Ooh. So that proves it's not. That's
proven.
All right. So that wraps up the show for this evening, boys and girls. Before we go, we'll let you know where you can link up with us. God forbid if you ever wanted to, or, play some games with us, or, plug some things we're working on. So Jason, why don't you go first?
You can find all the stuff I've written on the site at playsomevideogames.com. Hey, my Switch code is on there now too. So if you want to befriend me on the magical new console that could, you have that option. You can find me on Twitter at JWLacey, and I do another little darling of the internet podcast you might have heard of mentioned on the show once or twice before.
Netflixation.
That is it. Actually, I think
Holocron Council.
Oh, the feeds are all. It's like many voices speaking out in terror, and we're suddenly silenced. Those feeds have all gone cold. But Fluxtapose, you can check it out at fluxtapose.com and all the social media and all the things that go along with it.
All of the things.
All the things.
Nathan, you're next, sir.
We like typing on mechanical keyboards. That is
yes. Clackety clack.
On Twitter, I am at Voiced by Nathan. I also do another podcast, That's Entertaining. You can find me on Twitter over there, Entertaining Pod. You can find us talking about comic book stuff, Guardians of the Galaxy conversation coming up really soon for Volume 2.
Yeah.
Over at that'sentertaining.net's the website. Find us on the feeds. I also wrote a couple of articles I mentioned before on playsomevideogames.com recently. Star Wars top 5 video games for me personally. These aren't necessarily technically best video games, but the ones that just kind of hit me personally that I kept with. And also my review of Mass Effect Andromeda, also on the website. I feel like I was just in my review. I didn't feel like I fanboyed out. I didn't feel like I gave it a pass. I felt like I did a pretty good just job on that one. And there was also something else I was going to shout out, and that's for our Xbox players. The Play Some Video Games Club is available for you to seek out and join in the Xbox app. So if you have a Windows 10 computer, you have the Xbox app, you can join the club. If you have an Xbox One, you can join the club. If you have the Smart Glass app, look at me, I'm talking about 5 years ago. If you have the Xbox app on your phone, you can also search out and join the club. That is the Play Some Video Games Club. We'd love to have you. We want to get some community game nights going on. We want to have some people playing. We want to have some broadcasts going. We want to build that community, make everything as fun as we can over on the Xbox side of things, because the Empire is needing your support.
There's something eerier about watching you actually do it with the camera on.
I've never actually seen myself do it.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. Dude, do we have like this cold, dark face that kind of just comes over my face?
Yeah, you're talking like normal, then all of a sudden like you just freeze and like I don't know, like a corpse almost. You're just dead. But
I do have, so Donnie had his hood on earlier, and I keep looking over to my cloak, my dark robe over there. One of these days, maybe I'll do an episode and have it on me.
Oh, that'd be amazing. All right, Donnie, save us, please.
No.
He can't unmute. He's like, no, I'm done with you people.
You can find me on Twitter at Playin Nintendo. I love the Xbox Club. Brian messaged me to let me know that he's getting Hot Shots with me, and we'll be playing on PlayStation 4 together. So
what game? What game? There's no Hot Shots.
Everybody's whatever golf game. PlayStation
Everybody's not
4's
golfing.
golf
That's
game.
why.
So I'm still excited about that. I'm trying really hard to get into the beta. Like they're supposed to announce a beta program by the end of May. In Japan, they did like a ticketing system. So if anybody finds it before I which would be an accomplishment because I've got like searches and stuff set up. But if anybody finds it before I do, make sure you please let me know as soon as like after you register if you're that big of a fan, because I'm like dying to get my hands on it. Like, I really want to play. It's like my big game of that's yet to be released is this Everybody's Golf game. So I'm excited to check it out. And then follow us on Twitter. Follow the team at PSVG. We've got a team list up, and you can follow everybody. And we've the site's been doing great this week. I've been really happy. I've been telling everybody. And I think it's just because Nathan posted so many posts this week, but like we've had traffic. Like we had traffic today, traffic yesterday. I did a new theme for the website. It harkens back to the way we were 6-8 months ago.
And it broke promptly.
It did break promptly, but we got it fixed. And I'm starting to ramp up for E3. So we've got all these E3 plans in the works, and those announcements will be coming very soon. And guys are getting excited. I feel like E3 is my Christmas. Like when I was 12, I was all excited for Christmas, and now that I'm 30, I'm all excited for like June 14th. So that's the big day.
True.
So there you have it. Let's see. You mentioned Twitter. You can email us podcast@playsomevideogames.com, facebook.com/playsomevideogames, youtube.com/playsomevideogames, all of the /playsomevideogames. Just try it. Pick your favorite website, add /playsomevideogames, and see what it does. Might work out for you. Might end horribly. Who knows? But give it a shot. Let us know. Tweet at us and let us know how that works.
Hashtag butts.
Bing.com/playsomevideogames. I want to know what it does.
So yeah, you can follow me if you want for some strange reason on Twitter at PSVG Kevin. It is what it is. I got to update my my site profile and get my Switch code on there if you want to play with me. Other than that, boys and girls, keep Mario Karting, keep living life a quarter of a mile at a time.
Hey Pikmin.
Don't play Hey Pikmin, but play something good. Just play something.
Was that a Fast and Furious reference?
Yes, I was disappointed you didn't catch it sooner.
Kevin's an adult preteen.
How many Fast and Furious references have we had in this episode so far? That was like this is the third.
2 or 3 that I did personally, so I don't know if anybody else slipped them in.
Well, Jason did for sure.
Yes, definitely.
So, all right. So go play something. Play some video games. Just play something
Or board games.
or board games.
Our board
Card
games.
game.
Or comic books. Read comic books.
Read
No,
comic-
don't do that. Don't read comic books.
play some
Don't
card
join
games.
the other 8% of the world that read comic books.
Watch Battle of the Beer and play some drinking games.
Go see Guardians.
Yes.
You could play some
You should go play some
lawn
video
darts.
games while waiting for Guardians of the Galaxy to begin in your theater. But please turn your Switch off as soon as the trailer begins.
This ending just went to Flex-to-Pose territory.
It did. I had a spiel going, and then
You're
Nathan
going so
cut me off.
good. This is awkward finish territory.
It is. So let's just leave it at that. But yeah,
Good night, Koopalings.
Good night, Koopalings. All right, you know what? Forget it, boys and girls. Just never stop gaming, but stop talking like us. Know when to stop. That's the most important thing. Just stop. Cut it.